Hello, welcome back to Drunk Storytime with Quefish. Quefish, drunk, bitch bubbly, which I bought because it was called bitch bubbly. Because how could I not buy something called bitch bubbly? And it's actually not all that bad. I didn't add Chambord or anything. I'm just drinking bitch bubbly straight. So, I am reading from Good Intentions by Summerofspock. Thank you for letting me read you. So, Good Intentions, Summerofspock. This one is chapter 3, and it has a graphic, so I'm going to do my best to read the graphic as best I can. So, the tags are non-graphic discorporation and outsider POV, point of view. Chapter 3 is Form 1023B. Kaziel wondered if the poor bloke had had an embarrassing discorporation. He was blushing something fierce. Summerofspock, are you Southern? Because something fierce is very Southern. Whatever it was couldn't be worse than the 1023A, short-term corporation after accidental discorporation, or STCAAD form, that Gabriel had filed over tripping over his own sandal and drowning to death in a bucket of camel shit during the birth of Christ. Moment of silence while we all picture that, please. Oh my god. There are some times that I legitimately feel bad for John Hamm, because we just love seeing Gabriel humiliated and just thrown down in like the most terrible ways. And there are some times that I feel bad for John Hamm, because he really is just such a sweet guy. And I feel the same way about like the guy who plays Sandalphon. And if I was not 3 glasses in already, I'd probably be able to remember his name. But because we all hate Sandalphon so much, we put him in the worst situations. And so it comes, I'm sorry, I like totally went off on a tangent, but you have to wonder if they're like, on one hand, it's like, wow, these people, they love to hate me, you know. And so it kind of straddles that line between I am remembered to I don't want to be remembered for that. Like, I know that the actress that did Professor Umbridge and the actor who did Joffrey from Game of Thrones, he had a really bad problem with that because everybody fucking hated him. He actually stopped acting for a while. So, I'm going to start over because I went off on a tangent. Kaziel wondered if the poor bloke had had an embarrassing discorporation. He was blushing something fierce. Whatever it was couldn't be worse than the 1023A, short-term corporation after an accidental discorporation, or STCAAD form that Gabriel had filed after tripping over his own sandal and drowning to death in a bucket of camel shit during the birth of Christ. Is just as funny the second time. The forms stay confidential. Any bigwigs who want to requisition them will be required to file Form 99, which has to be drafted and signed by the Metatron. Nobody goes through the trouble. 0 99s since the Earth was created. Doubt there will be one anytime soon. Aziraphale sighed in relief and took the form. All right. Do you have a pen? Kaziel snatched one from the cup at the corner of the desk. They had DOR stamped across the side in impact font. Aziraphale took it with a tired and thankful smile before wandering over to the lone chair and taking a seat. Kaziel turned back to his newspaper and ignored the scratching of Aziraphale's pen. An hour passed before the form was placed in front of him. He took it and gave it a quick once-over to make sure he didn't miss anything. Spying the answer to the last question, he choked. Right, he wheezed. You're going to need to fill out Form 723G-P. Non-standard corporation equipment requisition. Genitals. Penis. The Heavenly Department of Recorporation. This is a very short form for it to take him an hour. Heavenly Department of Recorporation, Form 1023B. Name, Aziraphale. Rank, Principality. DOEFGP. Department of Earth. First Guardian Protector. That's what I'm going to call that. First day. Manager, Archangel Gabriel. Date of discorporation, June 16th, 1865. Reason for discorporation, falling from balcony during exercise. What's crossed out there? There's something crossed out. Oh, it must be INT, must be intercourse. Location and extent of injury. Head and spine, presumably broken, but I discorporated before I could be sure. That's fair. Likely location of uninhabited corporation. Beneath a balcony at the Langham Hotel in London, England. Will corporation require retrieval? Looks like a no. Unless no was crossed out and it's a yes. Please note any recent non-standard corporation modifications on back of forms so they can be processed when issuing a new corporation. I would like a human penis in the usual place. Thank you. Okay, this falls under the this falls under the the thing of due to the incident last week, goldfish crackers are no longer allowed in the library. It's like there's a story there. So there must be a story behind having to qualify that it must be in the usual place. And I'm just picturing Gabriel showing up with like a dick on his head or something. So, chapter 4. Mr. Clean would be proud. This week's prompt, housework. When Crowley walks into the bookshop, he is greeted by nothing. He glances into the alcove housing Aziraphale's desk, and still nothing. Aziraphale? He calls out, confused. He can sense the angel somewhere nearby. That low fizzle of divinity, like carbonation on the back of his tongue. He pokes his head into the back room. Still nothing. Turning his attention to the wrought iron stairs that lead to the second level, Crowley strokes his chin in thought. Strokey chin. No, Aziraphale never goes upstairs. Crowley absently knows that there is a flat up there, but he's never seen Aziraphale use it. Aziraphale? He shouts again, this time louder, and directed up towards the second level. There's a small clatter and a sort of swishing sound like water moving before Aziraphale calls back. Oh, I'm up here, my dear. In the bathroom. Crowley frowns. What the deuce is Aziraphale doing in the loo? It's not like they use it for anything. Crowley trots up the stairs and down the short corridor that leads off the balcony and into Aziraphale's flat. The air is dusty and makes Crowley sneeze as he pushes open the bathroom door to see Aziraphale. Crowley clutches at the door jamb as he takes in the sight. Aziraphale in a tight gray undershirt that fits every curve. He can see his forearms. He's wearing a pair of green tartan boxers that show off his thighs. It's so much skin. Wet, soapy skin. Crowley can't breathe. Aziraphale rubs the brush in tight concentric circles over the tiled wall. Bubbles form in the wake of his movements and slide down the slick white tiles. The muscles in his arm flex as he sucks in a breath and scrubs harder, some recalcitrant fleck of dirt requiring extra attention as he presses deeper against the tile. The bristles catch on the grout with a soft hiss, and Aziraphale makes another tight, measured circle with his hand. Oh my God, I want to watch this in my bathroom. His forefinger is extended over the back of the brush, knuckles white with how much force he is exerting. He's going to put a hole through it. Angelic strength. His breathing is ragged as he continues to work, not knowing Crowley is watching. With his free hand, he grasps the wall for leverage and redoubles his efforts, moving the brush even faster now. After a final rough push of the brush, Aziraphale lets out a pleased grunt, presumably removing the final bit of whatever made him so focused. Crowley makes a noise. If he were forced to describe the noise upon threat of death, he'd probably compare it to the air going out of a balloon and a horse whinnying at the same time. I guess you gotta. That's not bad. Perhaps the sound of coffee percolating. If percolating coffee could sound deeply distressed. Aziraphale pauses in scrubbing the tiles and turns towards Crowley. The brush in his hand is dripping water slowly into the tub, each drop gathering down the bristles until they are fat and heavy. There's a dark spray of water on his gray shirt. It's rucked up on one side, slowly tucked into the waistband of his boxers. He smiles at Crowley, and Crowley is certain his immortal life is ending. Sorry, I didn't realize you were going to stop by. I fancied a bath and realized I hadn't cleaned the place in years. Miracles? Crowley wheezes, and when Aziraphale frowns, he adds, why didn't you miracle it clean? Aziraphale looks a bit sheepish at that. It turns out a few decades worth of dust is rather miracle-proof. And there was mildew. You know I've always been terrible at cleaning miracles. Right, Crowley says, watching a trickle of water run down the dusky blonde hair of Aziraphale's calf. It makes his skin glisten and shimmer. You can help if you like, Aziraphale says brightly. I'm just finishing up the tub, but the floor could use a good scrubbing. Crowley, unlike Aziraphale, is not terrible at cleaning miracles. That being said, if he picks up a scrub brush and gets on his knees, that means he gets to spend a bit more time watching Aziraphale get wet. Cleaning has never been so erotic. Oh my goodness. I want to watch them clean my bathroom. And I don't even care that my bathroom would not take nearly that long to clean. But, I mean, even just toss them in there for 5 minutes, I'm fine. So, that one was chapter 4, again, of Good Intentions by Summer of Spock. So, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.